G'day and welcome. This is How To, a spotlight series for Heroes of the Storm. Please take note that this is an alpha spotlight, and I would like to state that all opinions and information shared throughout this video are subject to change. And with that, let's talk about How To Raynor, or as the Aussies like to call him, such a badass. Who is Raynor? James Eugene Raynor, more commonly known as Jim Raynor. This former Terran Marshal turned rebel fights for freedom and what is right. In a war-torn future, this strong-willed, no-bullshit Marine fights, sometimes unwittingly, against the Confederacy. The Confederacy labeling Jim as a danger to all with multiple bounties and propaganda campaigns. He has been forced into some very dire situations, but always finds a way to rise above. Jim also has a deep-hearted relationship with Sarah Kerrigan, seeded from his interactions on the field with this Confederate ghost, turned human-Zerg hybrid, the Queen of Blades. There is so much more to this space cowboy to cover, it will actually take me hours. Just know Jim is a strong-willed man with a mind for what is right and is willing to lay down everything in search for justice in the far future. For more information on Raynor, there is a link in the description below. Raynor's role in the Nexus. Jim is an assassin, but can branch out with multiple roles outside of just dealing damage to enemy heroes. With arguably the hardest hitting auto attacks in the game, Jim is no slouch in a team fight, and with his ability to buff not only himself with attack speed and damage, but also surrounding allies. And his combat suit having an awesome emergency self-heal, this hero is such a treat to play. Raynor's abilities. Penetrating Round. A skill shot ability with a 12-second cooldown, dealing a good amount of damage and having a built-in knockback. Great for zoning and keeping melee-based enemies off you. Also great at pushing lanes. Inspire. An activated boost with a 15-second cooldown, increasing your attack speed and damage by 15%. Surrounding allies get half of this bonus. Please note, allied heroes, minions, and mercenaries all get this bonus. Adrenaline Rush. When Jim's health pool drops below 30%, his suit's inbuilt medical systems kick in, giving him a great emergency heal and more sustain in teamfights. This ability has a 45-second cooldown. Raynor's trait is Lead from the Front. This trait has to be one of my favourite things about Raynor. With every enemy killed shortly after being damaged by you, will reduce all your abilities' cooldowns by 1 second. Heroes increasing this effect to a 10-second reduction. Note, this also affects your heroic abilities. Often with this trait, you will get 100% uptime on your Inspire ability, which can lead to a snowball effect when pushing an enemy base. Raynor's first heroic ability is Hyperion. Calling down the mighty Hyperion gunship. This ability slowly travels in your chosen direction, dealing damage to 4 random enemies along its path, lasting 12 seconds. Raynor's Raiders. Calls in 2 Cloak Banshees to focus on your main target with volleys of missiles. This ability adds a lot to Raynor's burst damage, and note that the Banshees can and will follow your targets over defensive walls to push their attack. The 2 talent builds for this video will be 2 fun ways I like to play Raynor. The first build being built around an aggressive burst damage approach, and the second following a more well-rounded lane pushing style. Build number 1. So starting at level 1, it will be Seasoned Marksman. Killing 6 enemy minions leads to a permanent 1 increased damage to your basic attacks. Murdering a hero adds 2 to the stack. Level 4 is Focused Attack. Every 10 seconds, your next basic attack will deal an additional 50% increased damage. Each auto attack that follows will reduce this talent cooldown by yet another second. Then at level 7, Searing Attacks is our activated burst damage talent. Upon activation, you will be increasing your auto attack damage by an additional 50% for 5 seconds, at the cost of 15 mana for each attack. With a 25-second cooldown, as Raynor doesn't rely on much mana to deal a majority of his damage, I find this to be a great pick. The heroic ability for this build is Raynor's Raiders. Just great sustain and burst from this ability helps you eliminate priority targets on the enemy team in no time at all. Level 13, we will be taking Giant Killer. At this stage, you'll be already hitting like a damn truck with all your previous talents, but with adding a bonus 1.5% damage for every auto attack based upon the target's maximum health. Even enemy tank characters will think twice before engaging you. 16. This is an amazing damage increase for Raynor, increasing your auto attack damage again by another 40% when your target is affected by a slow, root or stun. With team engagements, you simply make whatever target your allies has applied their character control on, and for lack of a better word, explode. Now, level 20, either Hell's Angels, giving your Banshees permanent cloaks, they are immune to direct attack and gaining an extra missile with each volley. Or Bolt of the Storm for catching a fleeing enemy or helping with your retreats. Okay, second build for this video, we'll start off with Give Me More. Your Adrenaline Rush ability will be returning an additional 50% healing once it has triggered. Level 4. I'd like to take Vampiric Assault if your team lacks a support healer. Or Quick Fingers, increasing the cooldown reduction caused from your trait from 1 second to 2 seconds and 20 seconds for hero kills. Just wow. Eat that, Rewind. Level 7, it's Heavy Ammo. Your penetrating round will now have increased knockback and deal an additional 100% damage when used against enemy structures. Our heroic is Hyperion. The radius of the attack zone from the Hyperion is large enough to cover an entire lane. With your Quick Fingers talent, you can help push lanes really well with this, as it comes off cooldown quite quickly. 13. I enjoy Art of War. Upon using Inspire, all surrounding enemies have their attack and movement speed reduced by 10%. This helps your minions and mercs overwhelm the enemies, and you have more uptime for the minion waves you'll be pushing with. At 16, Cluster Round isn't a bad take, but I prefer Bullseye, adding a 1 second stun to the first target hit by your penetrating round, and adding 50% damage also. Then at 20, it's Battle Hyperion, increasing the amount of targets in each volley to 6, and every 4 seconds firing its Yamato cannon, dealing massive amounts of damage to enemy structures. So, that is Jim Raynor. This Space Cowboy is super fun to play, and is a great damage dealer and supporting role for many teams, with his area effect buffs and blisteringly strong auto attack damage, leading the charge against your enemies, be it with your agile stealth Banshees or raining firepower down upon your enemy's fortifications with Hyperion. Raynor is an easy to learn, hard to master character, and I recommend him to anyone for some fun. Let me know who you would like to see in the next spotlight, and don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. And as always, good luck, have fun.